Most men are terrified of being alone because, in the silence, they finally have to hear the truth about how little they have actually achieved. Welcome back. I am Leonidas. In the modern world, we are told that networking is everything. We are told that we must be seen, that we must post, and that we must engage. We are conditioned to believe that our value is tied to our social visibility. But if you look at the history of the most powerful and wealthiest men to ever walk the earth, you will find a common, recurring theme: the period of isolation. Before the empire was built, there was a season of silence. Before the great work was revealed, the creator vanished. We call this ghost mode. It is not a permanent state of being a hermit. It is a tactical withdrawal from the noise of the world. It is the decision to stop performing for an audience that doesn't care about your future. Most men are drowning in a social tax: the time, energy, and money spent maintaining a version of themselves that is acceptable to their peers. Today, we are going to discuss why disappearing for 6 months is the fastest way to accelerate your progress. We will explore the biology of the pack mindset, why your current social circle is actually a cognitive anchor, and exactly how to architect your own ghost mode protocol to emerge as a man who is unrecognizable to his past. Before we proceed into the architecture of isolation, a necessary disclaimer. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. The content shared here does not constitute financial, investment, or professional advice. Always perform your own due diligence and consult with a licensed professional before making any major life or financial decisions. Human beings are inherently social animals. For thousands of years, being part of a tribe was the only way to survive. Because of this, our brains are hardwired to constantly scan our environment for social approval. Every time you go to a party, every time you respond to a group chat, and every time you post a photo for likes, you are using cognitive RAM. You are dedicating mental processing power to social signaling. You are managing your status, your reputation, and your fit within the hierarchy. When you are in constant contact with your pack, you cannot think for yourself. Your brain is in a permanent state of tribal synchronization. You adopt the goals of your friends. You adopt the fears of your family. You adopt the mediocre standards of the people around you because the biological cost of being different within the pack is too high. By entering ghost node, you are essentially cutting the power to these social signals. You are freeing up 80% of your mental energy. When you stop worrying about what your friends think of your progress, you can finally focus on the progress itself. Isolation is the only environment where you can perform a system reset on your own mind. In the dark, you can finally hear your own voice. Let us look at the social tax from a purely financial and time management perspective. The average young man in the US spends 15 to 20 hours a week on low-value social interaction. This includes drinking at bars, mindless scrolling to see what others are doing, and engaging in entertainment-based friendships. Over 6 months, this adds up to nearly 500 hours. If you apply those 500 hours to a high-income skill, like the skill stack we discussed in previous videos, you can move from a beginner to a high-level practitioner. The social tax also includes the financial cost of performing. You buy clothes you don't need, go to dinners you don't enjoy, and participate in lifestyles you can't afford, all to remain relevant. Ghost mode is a debt-clearing strategy for your time and your money. When you disappear, your expenses plummet. Your distractions vanish. You are no longer paying the tax. You are now investing that capital, both mental and financial, directly into your own equity. Most men fail because they are trying to build a business while simultaneously maintaining a social life that is designed for a consumer. You cannot do both. You must choose between the applause of the pack or the sovereignty of the individual. There is a specific psychological advantage to working in secret. We call this the ghost effect. When you tell people about your goals, your brain receives a premature dopamine hit. You feel like you've already achieved something just by talking about it. This is why many men are perpetual talkers. They get the social reward of being an entrepreneur without ever doing the work. In ghost mode, you have no one to talk to. There is no one to give you a good job for an unfinished project. There is no one to validate your potential. This creates a pressure cooker environment. The only way to get that dopamine hit is to actually finish the work. You are forced to derive satisfaction from the output, not the announcement. For 6 months, your goal is to be in the forge. You are hammering out your skills in the dark. You are reading the books. You are writing the code. You are lifting the weights. And you are building the systems. Because there is no external validation, your internal discipline has to become unbreakable. This is where a man's character is truly formed. You learn to work, not because people are watching, but because you have a standard for yourself that is higher than the world's standard. Ghost mode is easy for the first 2 weeks. It feels like a novelty. But around the 90-day mark, you will hit a wall. This is the loneliness threshold. You will start to feel the itch to check in. You will feel FOMO, the fear of missing out. You will wonder if your friends have forgotten you. You will wonder if the world is moving on without you. This is the most critical part of the training arc. This is where the pack mindset makes its last stand. If you can push through this 90-day wall, a profound psychological shift occurs. You stop craving the attention. You start to find a deep, stoic peace in your own company. You begin to value your own opinion of yourself more than the opinion of the crowd. This is the birth of sovereignty. A man who can be alone for 6 months and remain disciplined is a man who can never be manipulated. You cannot be canceled if you don't care about the crowd's approval. You cannot be bullied if you know your own strength. You cannot be lured by cheap distractions if you have tasted the power of deep focus. The isolation is not a punishment. It is a purification process. If you are ready to disappear, you must do it with a plan. You do not just stop answering the phone. You must architect the environment. The announcement, optional but recommended. Tell your inner circle, your family and closest friends, that you are going into a period of deep work for 6 months. Tell them you will be less available and not to take it personally. This prevents unnecessary drama. Digital minimalism. Delete all social media apps from your phone. If you need them for business, use a desktop and set a strict timer. Stop the passive consumption of other people's lives. The daily ritual. Every morning must be identical. Wake up, hit the gym, and spend the first 4 hours of your day on your primary mission. No exceptions. The physical transformation. Do not just build your bank account in ghost mode. Build your body. The physical discipline of the gym provides the mental structure for the financial work. When you finally re-emerge after 6 months, do not announce your return. Let your results do the talking. Let the new shape of your body, the new depth of your bank account, and the new clarity in your eyes communicate that you are no longer the man they once knew. The world belongs to the men who can control their own focus. If you are currently in a lone wolf period, or if you are planning one, subscribe to this channel. We are building a brotherhood of men who prioritize growth over gossip. Are you ready to disappear? Leave a yes in the comments. if you are committing to your own ghost mode. I am Leonidas. Stay disciplined.